Welcome back to Lab Cyber. So a couple of days ago, some big news hit the AI world. It was announced that Sora, the very popular video generator app, will be shutting down. This from their official account on X. They're saying, we're saying goodbye to the Sora app, to everyone who created with Sora, shared it, and built community around it. Thank you. What you made with Sora mattered, and we know this news is disappointing. We will share more soon, including timelines for the app, an API, and details on preserving your work, the Sora team. Now, obviously, this news has taken the AI community by storm, and you do have a lot of people, those belonging to the anti-AI community, celebrating, saying, yes, this is victory. This is a sign that AI will never succeed. AI will die. And while I personally will not go as far as to say that this is evidence that AI will die, look, I do believe AI is here to stay no matter what happens. I do believe, though, that this news is very significant, and it is perhaps the biggest evidence to date that running AI as a business is extremely expensive. The infrastructure, the computing resources needed to maintain AI as a business is extremely expensive. Now, for those of you who might have been paying attention to OpenAI as a company, this will not come as that big of a surprise. In fact, only a couple of months ago on LinkedIn, I wrote this very short post talking about the rumors that sometime this year, OpenAI might actually collapse as a company. Now, if you're not aware of this, the reason why there is this rumor going around is because OpenAI have been bleeding subscribers for quite some time now. And in fact, even though ChatGPT is still the most popular AI model in the world, popularity doesn't mean anything if it can't translate to actual revenue or profit. So right here, there was this very popular article from Medium that shows just how few people actually even use AI. We're not talking about ChatGPT specifically here, but talking about AI in general. And the gray dots you see right here are the people who don't actually even use AI. They don't even know that it exists. Now, this may come as a shock to you because you watching this video, you know about AI. You probably work with Gemini and ChatGPT and Claude. But keep in mind that there are so many people all around the world who don't even know that AI exists. And I'm not talking necessarily about the people from like the third world countries or anything like that. Even people in like the first world countries who are of a certain demographic, you're talking about people who are maybe in their 60s or 70s, they don't know anything about AI. And you even have another group of people who know about AI. They've heard about ChatGPT. They've seen all the AI generated videos, but they don't actually even use AI at all. Very good examples. There's so many people out there, even my family members, my two brothers, they know about AI, but they don't actually use AI at all. They still use Google as their primary source of information. They go on social media. That's it. And then for those people, and then of those people who actually do use AI on a consistent basis, a very tiny fraction actually pay to use the premium versions of AI. So it's right here. You do have the green dots that represents people who actually use AI, but then the yellow dots refers to the people who actually pay to use AI. So right here, yes, OpenAI has 800 million users, but only 0.3% actually pay for it. And that's the problem right there. So many people, yes, they do use ChatGPT, but only the free versions. And same goes with Sora as well. A lot of people used Sora to generate videos, but they never actually paid to work with it. And the thing about Sora specifically is that only a couple of months ago, back in November of 2025, it actually peaked in terms of downloads. We have this article here from Social Samosa. It says that the app peaked in November 2025 with approximately 3.3 million downloads across the iOS App Store and Google Play. But then fast forward 3 months to February of 2026, and that number had dropped down to 1.13 million. So basically about a 66% drop in terms of like downloads. So the question here is, why did this happen? There was a lot of controversy with Sora. You had people using the caricatures and the faces of Hollywood actors and celebrities to make all these videos. And of course, they were not happy about it. There was all these threats about, litigations and court cases and fines and taking Sora to court, things like that. So that contributed to Sora dropping in terms of popularity. And what makes this news even bigger is the fact that Disney had actually announced only recently a $1 billion deal with Sora. The idea here was that the premium users of Sora, obviously, they will be able to use intellectual property belonging to Disney. Disney owns Marvel. Disney owns plenty of all these cartoon characters. So the paid users of Sora, they will be able to actually create videos with, say, Iron Man fighting the Incredible Hulk, things like that. And if those videos were actually good enough, they might even actually feature them on Disney Plus, the streaming platform for Disney. Despite this $1 billion investment, Sora said, sorry, we can't keep maintaining our infrastructure. It's not going to happen. Thank you for the deal, but we simply cannot move forwards anymore. So the fact that you have OpenAI and Sora turning down this $1 billion investment tells you everything you need to know. Running AI is extremely expensive. So what happens right now moving forward? Sora is still available to work with. I don't know for how long the website or the app will be up. They're going to shut it down very, very soon, maybe in a matter of days. But moving forward, what I think is going to happen is that companies like OpenAI and even Anthropic to a certain extent, they are certainly going to struggle to keep afloat because, again, maintaining the infrastructure for AI is extremely expensive. And when you don't have enough people paying you to maintain that infrastructure, it's going to become a problem. Other AI companies like Alphabet, where AI isn't their primary business model or their main product or service, they will survive, okay? They will do just fine. Google with the Gemini, they're going to do just fine because Alphabet, the parent company, they have a lot of money to go around. But companies like Anthropic, OpenAI, where AI is their primary source of revenue, they might eventually begin to really struggle to stay alive. Unless two major things happen. Either A, you have very, very wealthy people who keep throwing money to keep these AI companies alive. But even that isn't that realistic because rich people, yes, they want to stay rich, okay? They're not going to just throw money if they know that in the long run, it's not going to amount to anything. So if they feel that, you know what, AI in the long run, this is not a viable business, they're probably not going to invest that much money. Or B, which is the more realistic scenario, we have major advancements in hardware technology. Only a couple of days ago, Google announced our Turbo Quant, redefining AI efficiency with extreme compression. The idea behind Turbo Quant is that it will help to compress the memory that AI actually uses when having conversations with users, when processing data. So the memory here is the KV cache, the key value cache. Think of it this way, right? When you're having a conversation with, say, ChatGPT, and you talk, you ask questions, you follow up questions, you keep on asking, and the conversation thread becomes so long, ChatGPT still needs to remember everything that you've talked about. So all of that goes into the memory. And as that conversation keeps getting longer and longer and longer, the memory expands, and it's going to require more and more computing resources to actually keep that memory alive. So what TurboComp basically does is that it takes that memory and then compresses it down, making it much smaller, making it much easier for AI to remember. And of course, it will also consume far less computing resources. Now, I should let you know that this is not yet official. AI models haven't yet adopted it. I think this is still like in the testing phase, but eventually I do believe it will become available for AI companies to adopt. And this should just be the start, okay? We need to have more hardware advancements like Turbo Quant in order for many of these AI companies to stay viable and alive. If we don't have that, in the long run, AI, the bubble will burst. That's just what I personally do believe. So unlike the anti-AI community who believe that this news means that AI isn't going to survive, I don't think so. I wouldn't go as far as to say that. But it is a very strong sign. It is a very strong piece of evidence to suggest that running AI as a business is extremely expensive, and only very few companies will actually be able to survive. and be successful as an AI business. So it is a shame though. I do have some very fond memories of Sora. I mean, the very first AI videos I ever generated were primarily with Sora. So it is a bit of a shame that Sora will be shutting down, but it is what it is. So that's it for today's video. Do let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think that this is a sign that the AI bubble is going to bust, or do you think this is just a small setback and that AI will only get bigger and bigger moving forward? Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section below. If you're new here to the channel, welcome to Lab Summer. My name is Alex. I discuss all things AI and cybersecurity related. So if you do enjoy content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so that you're notified when I upload a new video. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.